Was it a dull day yesterday? Yes or no?
No,
It wasn't a dull
it
day
wasn't
yesterday.
a dull day
It
yesterday.
was a bright,
It
sunny
was a
day.
bright, sunny day.
Very good. Do you spend a great deal of your time doing nothing? Do you spend a great deal of your time doing nothing? Yes or no?
No,
I don't spend a
I don't
great
spend
deal of
a
my
great
time
deal
doing nothing, of my
of,
time
of my time
doing nothing.
doing nothing.
Why not? Why not? Because
Because doing nothing is boring for me.
that's correct. Okay, next. Do you think that the personal freedom of the individual is important? Or do you think that the individual ought to be made to do the same things and live in the same way as other people? Do you think that the personal freedom of the individual is important? Or do you think that the individual ought to be made to do the same things and live in the same way as other people? I think that.
I think that.
Which one do you think? Yes or no?
Yes,
I think that
I think
the
that
personal freedom
the personal freedom
of the individual
of individual
is important
is important
and should not be made
and should not make
to do the same things.
should not
One more, and should not be
should
made
not be made
to do the same
to do the same
things and
things
live in the
and live
same way
in the same
as
way
other people.
other people.
Very good. What do we mean by a fierce animal? What do we mean by a fierce animal? By a fierce animal,
But here's
we
animal,
mean a
the
dangerous
meaning
and
the
wild
dangerous
animal
and wild
like a
animal,
lion or a
like a
tiger.
lion or tiger.
Very good. Make a sentence using the word nonetheless. Make a sentence using the word nonetheless, please. I haven't got
I
very
haven't got
much money,
very much money,
but nonetheless,
but
I will
nonetheless,
go to the cinema
I will go to the
this
cinema
evening.
this evening.
What's another word for nonetheless? What's another word for nonetheless? Another word
Another
for
word
nonetheless
for nonetheless
is
is
nevertheless.
nevertheless.
Very good. Give me an example of had better. Give me an example of had better, please. I had better go
I had
now,
better go now
or I'll miss my
or
train.
miss I train.
Very good. What had we better do if we want to get high marks in an examination? What had we better do if we want to get high marks in an examination? We had better
We had
study
better
hard
study
if
hard
we want to
if
get
we want to get
high marks
high
in an
marks
examination.
in our examination.
Very good. What had you better do in order to avoid catching a cold? What had you better do in order to avoid catching a cold? I'd better look
I had better
after myself
look after myself
by wearing thick,
by
warm
wearing
clothes,
thick warm clothes,
etc., in order
etc.,
to avoid
in order to avoid
catching a cold.
catching a cold.
Very good. If you buy clothes and find out later that they don't fit you properly, what do you do? If you buy clothes and find out later that they don't fit you properly, what do you do? If I buy clothes
If I buy
and
clothes
find out later
and find out later
that they don't fit
that they
me
don't
properly,
fit
fit
me
me
properly,
properly, I take them back
I take them
and
back
try to change them.
and try to change them.
Megan, would your front door key fit this door? Would your front door key fit this door? No. My
No,
front door key
my front door key
wouldn't fit that
wouldn't
door.
fit the door
Very good. Why not? Why not? Because my front
because
door keys
my front door
a
keys
different
are
size.
different size.
Very good. Have you got any brothers and sisters? Have you got any brothers and sisters? Yes or no?
Yes,
I've got
I've got some sisters.
and okay, very good.
Uh,
No brothers?
no, no
Okay,
brothers.
very good. I've got some sisters. Very good. Do their clothes fit you? Do their clothes fit you? Yes or no?
Yes,
Their clothes fit
the
me.
clothes fit me
Why? Why? Because they take
because they
the
take
same size as
the
me.
same size at me.
Very good. Are you fit to teach English? Are you fit to teach English? Maybe I'm fit
Maybe
to
I'm
teach
fit to
beginner
teach
level English.
beginner level English.
Very good. What do we mean if we say someone's fit for nothing? What do we mean if we say someone's fit for nothing? If we say
If we
someone's
say
fit for
someone's
nothing,
fit or
we
nothing,
mean that
we
they
mean
are not
that
good enough
they are not
to do
good not enough to
good
do
enough To do
Putting
anything.
out to do anything.
Very good. What's the best way to keep fit? What's the best way to keep fit? The best way to
The
keep
best
fit
way to keep fit
is to do
is
physical
to do
exercise
physical
two
exercise
or three times
2 or 3
a
times
week.
the week.
A week.
A week.
Very good. What does the idiom to feel down mean? What does the idiom to feel down mean? The idiom to
The
feel
idiom
down means
to feel down
to
mean
feel unhappy.
to feel unhappy.
Very good. Give me an example. Give me an example, please. I was feeling very
I was
down
feeling
that
very
morning,
down that morning,
but I felt much
but I
better
felt much better
when her letter arrived.
when her letter
When
arrived.
her letter arrived.
When her letter
Arrived.
arrive.
Very good. How would you be able to identify yourself in the street if you were stopped by the police? How would you be able to identify yourself in the street if you were stopped by the police? I'd be able
I be
to
able
identify myself
to identify
in the
myself
street
in the
if
street
I were stopped
if I
by
was
the
stopped
police
by the
by
police
showing them
by showing
my
them
identity card,
my identity card,
passport, etc.
passport, etc.
Very good. Do you think it's possible for foreign learners or to learn English so well that people would think they were English? Do you think it's possible for foreigners to learn English so well that people would think they were English? Yes, I think
Yes,
it's
I
possible
think
for
it's possible
foreigners
for
to
foreigners
learn English so
to learn
well
English so
that
well
people would think
that people would
they
think
were English.
they were
But
English.
it happens
But it
very
happens
rarely.
very rarely.
It often depends
It often
on
depends
whether their
on
own
whether
language
their own
is
language
similar to English.
it's similar to language.
English.
Similar to English.
Very good. What do you do in the evening when it's so cold that it'd be unpleasant to go out? What do you do in the evening when it's so cold that it'd be unpleasant to go out? In the evening
In the
when
evening
it's so cold
when it's so
and
cold
that it'd be
and that
it would be unpleasant
it be
to go out.
unpleasant to go out,
I'd
I'd stay home.
Very good. Do I gather up my things from the table at the end of the lesson? Do I gather up my things from the table at the end of the lesson? Yes, you gather
Yes,
up your
you
things
guys are up, you sing
from the table
from the
at
table
the end of the lesson.
at the end of the lesson.
Greg, at what time of the year do farmers gather the fruits in your part of the country of the world? At what time of the year do farmers gather the fruit in your part of the world? Farmers gather
Farmers
the fruit
gather the fruits
in
in autumn
my part of the
in
world.
my part of the world.
Very good. When a man has been murdered, how do the police gather information about the murder? When a man has been murdered, how do the police gather information about the murder? When a man has
When a
been
man
murdered,
has been murdered,
the police gather
the police
information
gather
by
information
looking for
by
clues
looking for clues
and talking to people
and talking to people
who knew the man.
who knew the man.
Greg, on what occasions do all the members of the family gather together? On what occasions do all the members of the family gather together? All the members
All the
of a
members
family
of a family
gather together
gather
on
together
occasions
on
such as
occasions
weddings,
as
such as
such as
weddings,
a wedding,
birthday parties,
birthday parties,
etc.
etc.
Regret about how much does your book weigh? About how much does your book weigh? My book weighs
My book weighs
about.
about 50 gram.
Very good. What does it mean you can't have your cake and eat it? What does it mean you can't have your cake and eat it? The meaning of
The meaning
you
of
can't have your cake. You can't have
you can't have
your cake and
your
eat
cake
it
and eat it
is that sometimes
is that
you
sometimes
have to choose
you have to choose
between having one thing
between having
or
one things
another
or
or
another
another because you cannot
because
have everything
you cannot have everything
you want.
you want.
Very good. Are you the kind of person who puts home comforts before everything else? Are you the kind
Mm.
of person who puts home comforts before everything else? Yes or no? I'm the
Yes.
kind of person
I'm kind of
who
person
puts home
who
comfort,
put
home comforts
home comforts
before everything else.
before everything else
Why? Why? Because I can't
because
live
I can't live
without my comforts.
without my comfort.
Very good. Okay, what do you do when you want to relax? What do you do when you want to relax? When I want to
When I
relax,
want to
I
relax, I take a hot spring.
very good. Okay, next. If you could be in the audience at any concert, who would you like to see? If you could be in the audience at any concert, who would you like to see? If I could be
If I could be,
in any,
mm,
I'm sorry. If
i-
I could be in
if
the
I could
audience
be in the
at
audience
any concert,
at any concert,
I'd like to see
I'd like to see Queen.
Queen. Very good. Okay, next. What's the most common way to move liquid or gas from one place to another? What's the most common way to move liquid or gas from one place to another? The most common way
The most common way
to move liquid
to
or
move
gas
liquid or gas
from one place to
from one
another
place to another
is through a pipe.
is through a pipe.
Very good. Can you see any pipes in your room? Can you see any pipes in your room? Yes or no?
No,
I can't see
I can't see.
any pipes
I
on
can see any pipe
in my room.
in my room.
Very good. Do you know anyone who smokes a pipe? Do you know anyone who smokes a pipe? Yes or no?
No,
I don't know
I
anyone
don't know
who
anyone
smokes a pipe.
who smoke a pipe.
Very good. What's the use of a chimney? What's the use of a chimney? The use of a
The use
chimney
of a
is
chimney
to carry the smoke
is to carry the smoke
from a fire
from
out
fire
of a building and
out of the building
into
in
the air.
and into the air.
Very good. Give me sentences showing the two meanings of the word cry. Give me sentences showing the two meanings of the word cry, please. The film was
The
so
film
sad
was so
that
sad
the girl cried
that
the whole time.
the girl cried
The whole
whole
time.
time.
Very
The
good.
whole time.
Be careful how you cross
Be
the road.
careful how you cross the
The
road.
child's mother
The
cried.
child's mother cried.
Very good. Okay, next. What's the difference between the present perfect and the past simple? What's the difference between the present perfect and the past simple? The difference between
The difference
the present
between
perfect
the present
and the
perfect
past
and
simple
present past simple
is that we
is
use
that we
the
use
present perfect
the
when we
present
are
perfect when
thinking
we are thinking
about time before
about time
and up
before
to now,
and up to now,
whereas we use the
whereas we
past
use
simple
the past simple
when we are thinking
when we are thinking
about a specific
about a
pastime.
specific pastime.
Give me an example of each. Give me an example of each, please. I have been here
I have been
for
here
20 minutes.
for 20
I
minutes.
arrived here
I arrived here
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago.
Very good. Why do we say I ate eggs for breakfast today and not I have eaten eggs for breakfast today? Why do we say I ate eggs for breakfast today and not I have eaten eggs for breakfast today? We say I
We
ate
say,
eggs
I
for
ate eggs
breakfast today
for breakfast
and not
today,
I have
and
eaten
not,
eggs
I have eaten
for
eggs
breakfast today
for breakfast
because
today,
we are
because
thinking
we are thinking
about what happened
about what
at a
happened
specific
at a
pastime,
specific pastime,
breakfast time.
breakfast
We
time.
are not thinking
We are not thinking
about now.
about now.
Very good. Which of these two sentences is correct? John got up quite late today or John has got up quite late today? Which of these two sentences is correct? John got up quite late today or John has got up quite late today? Of those two sentences,
Of those two sentences,
John got up
John got
quite
up
late today is
quite
correct.
later today is correct
Why? Why? Because we are
because
thinking
we are thinking
about what happened
about what happened
at a specific pastime.
at a specific pastime.
The time
The, the time
when
the
John
time when John
got up.
got up.
Very good. Did you have a big breakfast today? Did you have a big breakfast today? Yes or no?
No,
I didn't have
I
a
didn't
big
have
breakfast
a
today.
big breakfast today.
What time did you come here today? What time did you come here today? I came here at
I came here
at
at 6
30
p.m.
6 p.m. today.
today.
Very good. Okay, next. What does the idiom let someone down mean? What does the idiom let someone down mean? The idiom let
The
someone
idiom
down
let
means
someone down mean
fail someone
fail
who
someone
is depending on us.
who is depending on
Very
us.
good. Next, give me an example. Give me an example, please. Everyone was
Everyone
depending on him,
was depending
but
on
he
him,
let them
but
down
he
by not keeping
lets them down
not
by
keeping
not keeping
his promise.
his promise.
Very good. Okay. Next, give me some examples of adverbs of frequency. Give me some examples of adverbs of frequency, please. Some example
Some
of
example
adverbs of
of
frequency.
other verbs
Of frequency
of frequency
are never,
are
rarely,
never,
occasionally,
rarely,
sometimes,
occasionally,
often,
sometimes,
usually,
often,
and always.
usually, and always.
What does this? Okay, give me some examples. Okay, next. Where do these adverbs normally go? Where do these adverbs normally go? These adverbs
These
normally
other
go
verbs normally go
after the first auxiliary verb.
after the past auxiliary verb.
Very good. Give me an example. Give me an example, please. We had never seen
We
that
had never
film
seen that
before
film
it was shown
before
on
it was
television.
shown on television.
Very good. Put the word usually in this sentence. He can answer his question. Put the word usually in this sentence, please. She can answer his question. She can usually
So you can usually
answer his question.
answer this question.
Very good. Put the word always in this sentence, please. We spend the Christmas holidays with our family. Put the word always in this sentence, please. We spend the Christmas holidays with our family. We always spend
We always spend
the Christmas holidays
the Christmas holidays
with our family.
with our family.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to reading.
Yes.
Okay, so our reading is at the last page last stage 12, paragraph page 1195. Okay, the last
Yes.
head word was heat wave.
Heat wave.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Our next standard two.
Yep.
Gamble. Gamble. If I gave you a stock market tip,